Hey friends, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here. I have a neck and shoulder release for you today. If you have a yoga strap, go ahead and grab that, or a bathroom tie, or a belt, or something, especially if your shoulders are really tight. Bringing our hands behind our back or anything like that can be intense. So we want to make sure that we have something to help guide us. So go ahead and grab that, and we'll get started. Find a comfortable seat, whatever that means in your body. Welcome your little friends here if they're here to join you as well. This is Maitri. And you can also sit in a chair. You can sit on a couch. We'll be seated the whole time and just find what feels good in your body. When you get there, go ahead and take your shoulders up to your ears and roll them onto your back. Your palms can just stay gently on your knees. And when you're ready, we're going to drop our chin towards our chest. So just gently dropping the chin and just notice sometimes immediately that the muscles open up in the back of the neck. And come to your breath here, just noticing the sensations of your inhales and exhales and that release in those muscles. Relaxing your jaw and your face muscles as well. And just taking a few moments to really feel into this stretch. When it feels good, go ahead and start shaking your head yes or no. So we're going to start moving it side to side like we're saying no, but keeping our chin towards our chest, or almost like we're trying to sweep our chin toward across our chest here. Just seeing if that changes anything in terms of the muscles that you feel stretching here. If it doesn't, no worries. Everyone's different. This time we'll take our ear to the right side and we're going to do the same thing, sort of similarly. Our ear is to our right shoulder and we're going to turn our gaze towards our shoulder to begin with. And on an inhale, we're going to turn it up towards the sky, keeping our head kind of turned to the side here. And just take a few of those. Reminder to move slowly here, gently, and slowly allowing the muscles to release in your neck. These movements don't need to be big either. They can just be slight movements as well. Whatever you feel in your body is more important. When you're ready, we'll bring our head up towards center and we'll take it to the other side. So first, leaning the left ear towards the left shoulder, being careful not to lift that shoulder to meet the ear, making sure it's rolled onto the back. Taking a moment here. If you want to stay here, that's cool. Or you can start turning your chin towards your shoulder and then up towards the sky. Again, moving slowly. Pausing as you get into each area. Option to close your eyes always. Next time your chin comes down, stay there and just turn your head and bring your ear towards your shoulder again. And this time we're going to kick our right arm out to the side. So our left ear is to our left shoulder, our right arm is out to the side. And we're kicking and our hand is open and pressing like we're trying to press something away from us. You might be feeling it along the right side, up into the right side of the neck. Staying here for just a moment, holding steady. If this is tough for you, option to put a block here or tent your fingers. Coming to your breath, allowing your muscles to release on the exhale. As I mentioned, always an option to close the eyes down if that feels good or soften them towards the ground. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your head up towards center. We're going to take that right arm and we're going to wrap it behind our back, kind of like it's running parallel along our low back. I can turn sideways here and show you. We're just going to wrap it around our back here. And we're going to reach our fingertips towards our left hip. This is where a strap can come in to handy. So gather your strap here, and I'm going to show you. We're going to wrap our right arm and grasp or clasp our fingers onto our left hip. So if your fingers don't reach your left hip or your left hand doesn't reach your right hand, no worries. This is where our strap comes into play. So we just take our strap in between our hands and we can use it to bring our hands closer to one another. They don't need to touch, right? Everyone's body is different, so it doesn't matter. What we really want to do is pulling gently on that right arm to open that right shoulder and keeping it rolled onto our back. And what we're going to do, our left elbow can be out to the side. We're just going to turn our gaze over our left shoulder. So gentle pull onto the right arm with the left hand, turning our eyes towards our left shoulder, noticing where you feel the stretch in your body, and remembering your breath. Release your last exhale and go ahead and release your hands. Our left hand is going to come outside our left hip, and our right arm is going to rainbow up and over. Staying here for just a moment, getting a nice side body stretch. Doesn't matter how far you go. What matters is what it feels like in your body. We just want to stretch along that right side, maybe into that low back. And then on your next inhale, lift your arm up and take your hands to your lap. We'll just take a couple seated cat-cows. So we'll inhale and arch our back, leaning our chest forward slightly. Exhale, rounding the chin towards the chest, leaning back. Inhaling, coming forward, bringing the chin forward in the heart center, and exhaling, rounding the back. One more time. Inhaling, opening, exhaling, rounding in. And this time we're going to take it to the other side. So we're going to take our right ear to our right shoulder this time. And we're going to kick out our left hand. Again, option to press firmly like you're trying to press into something, and notice if you feel that stretch in your side of your neck here. If that's a little too much for your arm, you can tent your fingers or put your hand onto a block or the ground. Remembering to keep that right shoulder rolled down so it doesn't meet that right ear, and just feeling that stretch. Notice if it feels different than the other side. Often it does. I wasn't feeling the stretch much when we were on the opposite side, but right now I'm feeling it and it feels good. Coming to your breath here, staying present with what's happening in your body. Helps us stay present with our minds. When you're ready, go ahead and lift your head gently and slowly. We want to be careful here. Our neck muscles, we don't want to tweak them. We're going to take that left hand and again wrap it behind the body, closer to the right hip. If it's available in your body, go ahead and clasp your hands onto your right hip or close to your right hip. This is also the place where to bring your strap. And we're just going to begin to look over our right shoulder here. Again, pulling gently with those hands behind you, keeping our shoulders rolled onto our back, and looking over our right shoulder. Option to close the eyes down here. Just noticing what that feels like. If there's any point where you want to experiment here by moving your head in different directions or your neck in different ways, maybe you want to look over your left shoulder instead, try that and see how it feels. Or if this feels good, go ahead and stay there. Releasing your last exhale, releasing your hands behind you and coming back towards center. And this time we're going to move down into our shoulders a little bit more. So take some shoulder rolls, lifting our shoulders up towards our ears and then rolling them backwards. Take several here and remembering your breath, right? So notice if, as we notice the tension in our shoulders, we might notice we're holding our breath too. So remembering taking deep inhales and exhales. You can inhale as your shoulders come up towards your ears and exhale as they come back. Coming back towards center, dropping those shoulders again. We're going to take Anjali Mudra towards center here just to get into our shoulders a little bit more. We're going to bring them as we inhale up above the head. And we're going to release our arms and take them backwards and then around again. Rounding in, rounding our chin towards our chest, bringing our palms forward. And then we're going to inhale our arms up again, backwards, kind of cactusing the arms and bringing them back as we round in. Inhaling, opening, getting some nice circles around with our arms. Rounding in as our hands come towards center, exhaling here. Inhaling, exhaling, closing. Inhale as we lift up with the spine, lift up with the arms, round them around and come forward. 2 more. Inhaling, opening, exhaling, closing. 1 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Go ahead and release your hands and grab your strap, or if it's available for you, you can go ahead and clasp your hands behind your back, just letting them sit close to your sacrum there. If it feels better, you can bring your strap behind you and use it to bring your hands together or closer together. Whatever feels best in your body. Clasping your hands behind your back or bringing your strap there, go ahead and pick your shoulders up 1 more time and roll them back. Maybe give a slight back bend here, just a slight arch in the back, not too much. We don't want to tweak our back here, but just a little bit. Take an inhale here. And with a flat back, we're just going to lean forward gently. Now there's an option here. You can stay cross-legged if that feels good, or you can widen your legs. So try that too if you'd like, and just lean forward gently. Obviously it gets into the hips, no matter if your legs are crossed or open, it might get into the hips. But just notice as we are keeping our neck long, so we're not arching it back, we're just keeping it long so our gaze is turned down towards the ground. Just allowing our shoulders to open a little bit more here. Release your exhale here, and on an inhale, flat back coming up. And you can stay in any of these poses for longer if that feels good, as always. But just go ahead and notice. Take a minute. Take a few deep inhales and exhales and notice if your shoulders and neck feel even slightly better. So as I always say, it only takes a few minutes to take care of yourself and to come to your mat or come to your chair and just practice for a few moments. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice with me. May you be well.